Welcome to YLL. It's your girl Jazz Young,
And it's your boy Nelly Nails.
and we're back with another one. Hey y'all, so how you feeling? How are you? This is like a little culture Friday. We're actually recording on a Friday.
Yes.
Like, how are you? What's going on?
I'm making it. I really am.
Why? Why just making
It's just been a lot going on this week. First of all, I finished my semester for school. So first semester of grad school down. Yeah.
Oh wait, what's the? Oh, it wasn't
That wasn't great. Very extra and a lot and scary, but so yeah, that. And just, working and, just trying to make it. That's all.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely been an interesting week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right. This week actually went by pretty fast. Actually,
It
if you
is.
ask me.
And I'm in the office this month too, so that's really wearing me down.
Okay, because you hate being in the office.
This is my first week in the office, and then it was the election, and it's just a lot has going on this week.
Okay. So you said about your first semester being done with grad school. How do you feel? Like,
I feel good. I feel great. I feel that it's gonna fly by. It's gonna fly by. I was worried about my statistics class because y'all know I'm math illiterate, and so I passed the class we needed a 80, and I passed with a 80.03.
okay, cool.
So, and mind you, this professor is one of those professors that like didn't grade fast, and his grade section was not set up to where we saw our cumulative grades. So we had to email him and ask him, hey, where am I at? I guess if you were good at statistics and all that, you didn't really need to ask him. But like I was on some like, okay, 97 here, 87 for this, 57 for this, 75 for this, 99 for this, 54 for this. So I didn't have a consistent. I couldn't tell.
So yeah, those 50s was bringing you down.
But it was like, okay, this is worth 5%. This one is worth 15%. This one is worth 20%. Like he had different different percentages for stuff. So I couldn't gauge what it was.
And the thing didn't how like for Wilmington on the canvas, you could put the number in.
No, they don't have that there. Oh. So it was so I was literally going on like a Google trying to calculate my grade. I had did a grade check with him maybe like 3 weeks ago, and it was an 81. And so, but mind you, we had like 2 more weeks left in the class. So it was like 2 quizzes left, a final left, another homework assignment left. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot. And then he took a little bit of time emailing people back too. So it was a lot, but I passed it, child. So I don't have to redo it. Yes. Lord. And I think that's my last math class I ever have to take. That's my last math class I ever have to take it for the rest of my life.
Okay, well, congratulations.
I'm
glad that you got done your first semester. With being done with your first semester, what are you going into your second semester with? Like, what are you thinking? What's your goals?
Yeah, definitely to be more prepared. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. Because it came up so quickly, I had came off for graduation, and I started, I graduated in like June. Technically May, but the graduation was like in June. Then it was my birthday. I turned 30, everything. So the summer flew by. Next thing you know, and I started August 14th, which is very quick. Mm-hmm. I'm used to just starting at the end of the month. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? August 14th was crazy. My birthday was in the end of July. Mm-hmm. So I had 2 weeks to prepare. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even look at the stuff until like August 15th, honestly. So I didn't really prepare. I didn't do any of that. I was just going in there blindly, waiting for God to just guide me. So I definitely won't be. And for me, for my first semester of grad school, that was like low-key kind of crazy. But I just, I knew I was gonna be like, okay, I knew I was gonna pull it through. Because we're going to pull through with the school now.
Okay, and we'll...
No matter what.
And we'll...
No matter what the deadlines is, honey, no matter what we got to do, no matter what's going on in life, we're going to submit those assignments.
Okay,
and we're going to pass.
Will be getting done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it be getting done, but it gets done.
We'll make a way out of that.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, I'm definitely going to do that different. And also be more engaged because this first semester, although it was like introductory classes and stuff like that, I am going to be more like engaged and use maybe like less resources and more of like really try to dig in there.
So you're not the type to like use resources while at the same time doing your own research with those resources?
I will, but it definitely, my thing is this, for like statistics per se, me personally, I know how to do Excel. I know how to work Excel and stuff. That's the peak of what I see myself needing like statistics for, right? So classes like that where I know I'm not gonna need it, I'm gonna be heavily reliant on resources. Okay. Now classes that I'm interested in and I'm really like want to dig into, I'm gonna really like be in it, really be researching, really be like looking stuff up, and really do my 100% best. But honey, them classes like geography, when we was in undergrad, like the oceans and all that, when the rocks and all that, honey, I wasn't worried about none of that stuff.
I mean, but when you in the ocean, I told somebody like we sometimes forget that everything that we learn, like, or everything that we experience in life, it's always gonna come back, and we're gonna need
I never needed to know about the ocean.
See, that's what you think. And you know what? Now that you just said that, God about to hit your ass with something.
With what? Because I ain't about to.
No,
I don't do the ocean.
You don't do the ocean, so you don't go inside the ocean.
They go up to here. That's it. I don't play around with none of that.
Oh, I forgot you don't go on cruises and stuff.
No, I am next year. I want to try, but now that you tried to put that on me, but God needed to show me something about the ocean, honey, I won't be going.
I would just say, like, because you said you don't need, I just feel like one day you're gonna need that information. Whatever like way it is, it may not be like something so into like you're in the ocean,
right?
But it could just be something so sentimental. Like you could be on a game show and it asks you a question. Like it could be like stuff like that.
Like what type of rock is this?
Yeah, like it, and you trying to win some money. Like it could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be you in the water. It's just that's how you look at it. But I just
slim to none. But I get it.
I just feel like everything we gain or learn in life, you're gonna need it one day, and you're gonna look back and you're like, damn, oh okay.
Here's what I will say. I will say in undergrad, the classes, the humanity classes that I would take just to fulfill the requirement, those still to this day, I have learned, and I go back to like women's studies and African American studies, those type of classes where initially I was like, honey, I just need this requirement, these credits, honey, to keep it moving. But once I got in them, I was so appreciative, even to this day, so appreciative that I took them classes. For sure. So like them, those are like the hidden gem ones for sure.
Yeah, but you didn't even have to take it's just a learning aspect. Keep learning. But I'm glad that your first semester went well.
Yeah, it did.
I'm glad you're walking into your second semester with some better ideas of how to be better and to not use as much resources.
Yeah, I'm actually really gonna try this time.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely try. You're smart enough to try, so you should try. Like, I'm confused.
I mean, yeah, it's
the problem.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm very smart at figuring things out and really getting to the resources.
I'm good at using the resources.
I'm good at getting what I need. I'll say that.
Okay.
College really has taught me that. Like, I'm good. I'm gonna get what I need.
Yeah.
Period.
You're gonna leave with some.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear.
Wait, how was your trip to Chicago?
It was good. Chicago is nice. I just need to go to Chicago when it's a little warmer.
I was about to say, how was it's cold already there?
It was like here, but like, here for some reason it got warm this past week. but like where it was just that a little chilliness. So, and it was windy. So when they say it's the windy city for a reason, they mean that it is windy, like literally windy.
Yeah.
So the wind was really what was hitting you the most. But it was a good trip, you know.
What month would you go in next time? Like May,
like it. I mean, like a
spring,
like a spring.
Okay.
Or a late like summer, so like August, early September.
Okay.
I will go because I thought that was like, I feel like that would be the best type of weather because I don't like the heat, so I just feel like hot heat, just hot wind hitting me. I don't want that. But it was a good trip. I enjoyed myself. Definitely would like to go again and just do more. But the things that I did do, and I just feel like it's just sometimes you just need time for like a vacation, get away. So as much as you want to explore places and see what the place is for and have fun, it's just like sometimes you're in that space where it's like, nah, I really just want to be laid up in somebody else's bed.
Was that your first time going?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it's like when I go to Chicago again, I have a different thing of what I want to do. I have a different experience that I want to have. But I had fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely much needed. I cannot wait for my next vacation, which is coming up in December.
You got one planned already? Oh, the wedding, right?
Yes. Okay. I can't. Oh my God. But it's in Mexico, so we're gonna be warm and it's cold here. So I gotta definitely keep my summer clothes out a little bit, just because I'll be utilizing those. But just to go forward to that. But I just been, it was a really good time. I enjoyed myself. Yes.
How did you eat? Did you eat Zaum? Because they said they got some good food now.
Yeah, well, so the best place I had was Beatrix. That's what it was called. The food was great. If you are in Chicago, go to Beatrix. I thought that.
What was it giving? Like the ambiance, the type of food. Like was it Italian, Mexican?
It was a little bit of everything. So like it was a good menu.
Okay.
I got a burger from there, so I kept it basic. But they had some buffalo chicken meatballs.
Whoa.
And they were so good. We took some to go, and it flew back home with us.
The back is huge. Like
we took some back home with us.
They do sound good though.
It
was like ground chicken.
Yeah, like in a meatball. It was a meatball, but it was like, you know how sometimes the juice of the meatball don't really get into the meatball. It just be on the outside. No, it's like the food just like soaked up the buffalo sauce. So every bite, the ranch and that was just. And then I liked how they gave cucumber slices and celery and carrots. Like that was their little celery cucumber mix. I love that. They also had fresh bakery, like fresh baked goods. So we got 2 cookies and a cinnamon roll. Good. And then the food was, and even like the breakfast looked good. The price of things was good. The espresso martini was good. It was just, and then the chairs were like chairs like this. Some chairs were like this. Like some of it was like full little couch, like to give
with a table.
Ambiance. Yes. Okay. Like it was a vibe. It was a vibe. So Beatrix was like my favorite place. I am not a fan of deep dish pizzas.
You don't like deep dish?
No, I do not. Sorry, Chicago. I do not like it. Well, actually, let's start from the beginning. I don't like pizza like that.
Oh, so you can't. Yeah.
Right.
You're not a pizza eater. Yeah. I'm a pizza eater, honey.
Oh yeah. So I don't like pizza, and then I don't like a lot of bread or dough, and it was just a lot of bread and dough, and then it was just a lot. Like you needed a fork to eat it. And so I just wasn't really here for it. And then everything else was just kind of cool. Like all the other food was just food, if you ask me. But the best food was Beatrix. And I'm kind of mad because like I will go there for breakfast. Like I want to see what their breakfast is. And I don't even like breakfast food. But I will want to go to their breakfast. I want to go to their dinner. And I will go back just to get the chicken meatballs.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a good trip. All in all, it was a good trip. Would I go again? 100%. When will I go? Like early spring. I mean, not early spring, a late spring, or maybe even early spring, because it's kind of still in a cool.
That's why I said I would go. The last time I went to Chicago,
April.
honey, it was so cold. Oh my! I said I would never go back.
Oh no!
It was so cold.
Chicago
It was in,
January,
it was like December when I went,
yeah,
or like
stupid.
January.
Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, I had to go, but
Why?
it was my sister's Navy graduation, and it was like at the Great Lakes or whatever. And it was I just remember being so like it was cold here.
And y'all was by water too.
It was so cold that I was literally crying. I was crying. Like there's pictures of me literally just crying the whole entire time. Like I hated it. And I said I would, and I was like 7. Even to this day, I said I would never go back.
Damn,
but it never dawned on me. Just go in a different season.
Yeah, you 30 years old.
Yeah,
So
but I hate that's how much deadly it is. Like
I know that's why I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't go to Chicago in the winter. First of all, I've never been to Chicago in the winter. But I know like there's just certain places you don't go in the winter. And Chicago is one of those places.
I think it's so bad that even like the homeless people, they make them have somewhere to be during the winter time because they'll die.
Because it's cold. It's freezing.
It's
and then it's
windy. Oh my God.
It is windy.
It's like no amount of clothes and layers it's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
Well,
shout out to my parents for having me out there as a child going through all that.
You said shout them out?
Yeah, shout out to them.
Is that a positive
CPS.
thing?
Can you call CPS on people after stuff has happened?
I'm like, is that positive?
Yeah, no. Shout out to them.
Well, there's a lot that's been going on. Well, yeah, it's been a lot that's been going on. And we haven't been here in a while to really talk about a lot. So one of the things while we were gone, Free Thug into us backwards. And it is now backwards. Thug is free. He took a plea deal, which I thought I wouldn't have took it, but I wouldn't have took that plea. I would have renegotiated it. I would have probably spent like another 5 years or another 10 in jail. Like I would have did it like another 5-year bid. So that it could be 10 years on probation or maybe 5 years on probation versus 15 years on probation. Because then one let up, he can now spend 20 years behind bars if he mess up like one time. I guess. I don't know how extent of what's messed up to them, you know. A basic violation or a major one will get him to 20 years. But he took a plea. Do I think he should have taken a plea? I thought they were winning, and based off of the plea, they were winning because the state wouldn't have given them a free plea if, he's actually not free, but a free plea like that, like where he's not going to be behind bars for a certain amount of time, or he was looking at life, so for him not to be behind bars for that long, he had to be doing something right. The case is still going on. I'll definitely be looking into that more and more, just because I still like some of the lawyers that are still involved with it. But yeah, Thug is free, and I'm sure we're about to get some good music. I think some music I actually might check out and listen to, since I don't usually listen to Thug.
That post jail music, honey, just be through the roof.
Different. But even his music when he was in jail, like some of the releases that he had, they were good. They were pretty good. I was listening to him, so I listened to him when he came out. So it was just like, I was like, damn, I'm actually like a little fan of rappers. I guess because I really be trying to listen now, versus just be like, all right, I can't hear clearly. I be trying to actually put my ear to the music, like, oh, okay, this is what they saying, this is what is going on. But Thug is free, and while Thug is free, and we was just talking about Chicago, Lil Durk.
The niggas is just one go get out, one go in.
Lil Durk. This is why it's so important to really know who's around you, and understand you can't do everything with everyone. And there are some times where people are going to show you their colors. But there are times where I feel like people really should give you signs of who they are. And you just be like, nah, I don't believe that, no. And then they bite you in the ass like this. And I feel like Durk kind of like probably peeped it. But he's probably like, nah, that's my guy, that's my guy. And his guy bit him in the ass. He just picked up two or three more extra charges. But one of the biggest of it all is the murder to hire.
I heard that was a big one.
Yeah, the murder to hire. And yeah, now we about to be on Lil Durk's case.
Here's what I'll say about
about to be on his case.
Here's what I'll say about the Young Thug situation with the probation. I feel like his lawyer wanted him to fight. I think he wanted to see it to the end. I feel like, or his like team. I feel like he could have saw it to the end, and I feel like it may really have. It could have went really good.
I think it could. I think it was.
Yeah, I really think it could. But the thing is, also like with this type of case, federal RICO situation, for him to even be offered like a plea and probation and stuff, it was like, okay, they could have really like they could have fought to the end.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll say too, just from someone who has had some battles with stuff like that, honey, when some stuff you just literally want to be just done a little, just out of like jail and just out, just home, just to some type of normalcy. You know what I'm saying? And I by far haven't been through anything like that. But just the little bit of stuff that I've experienced, it's almost like, honey, whatever I can do to get out and just get away from this life that it's been, it's like, 5 years at this point? Or how, 2 years, 3 years, but however long it's been.
Because you got time served.
And also too, like when you go to number one, court is already annoying. Number one, when you're out of jail, it's court dates, you can't miss them. You gotta keep up with them. You don't really know how long it's gonna be. All that. But like when you're in jail, like you probably gotta wake up early. You gotta, and he was in that case was so like you have to wake up early. You have to, it's the whole day thing. You don't know what's going on, and they have to go back to jail. Then wake up, do it again every day. Honey, that case was draining for every single, just to even watch it.
Watch it. It was draining.
So imagine him. So I know he was probably like, listen, try to do whatever you can to get me home. I am sick of this. But I do think his team, probably at the back of their minds, they wanted to fight to the end. Like,
yeah, because I feel like there was really no case. Like you said, to get that plea, there was no case. And I think like as I mentioned already, like it with no case, that's why he was even able to get the plea. The plea was just so crazy. Like the plea is just bad. Like I would have negotiated the 15-year probation because I feel like they did that so they can find some way to really come back and.
So what? He just need to be in a house and not go nowhere, be locked down in his studio or something.
No, he just.
I'm just saying to avoid. I just feel like, but I feel like they be catching people because what? Like, well, I feel like when Meek Mill was on probation, I feel like he was. Getting locked up for just anything
because they still be committing crimes.
I think one time he was popping wheelies or something
that is a crime.
But it just goes to and I think it depends on the situation who how. I just feel like for me, I think I would be just so paranoid to do anything that 15 years it would be like I would literally need like a whole like prenup of like what not to do, as of course commit crimes, but even getting close to the edge of it. Like
you live by a law-abiding citizen.
Popping wheelies is like a lot to violate probation, I feel.
But the thing about it is,
why was he even out there on the four-wheelers in the streets doing all that anyway?
It can be looked at as a crime. Jaywalking is a crime. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my God. So if like jaywalk, he going to jail for 20 years?
That's why I said it depends on how they view with his violation of probation. But like being around another criminal is a crime when you on probation. It's kind of like he just has to be around his kids and law-abiding citizens that are not felons too. Like
He gonna have to change his whole life.
I mean, he got the money to do it. He got the money to do it. He just had to refocus. You know, some of these artists, he can still work with some of them, but some of them stay away from them. You got 15 years. Thug need to be like Jay-Z. Because
Gucci Mane, because he I don't think he's never, I ain't heard him.
But Gucci Man,
He hasn't violated
I
nothing.
had to think if I wanted to say this just now. That's what I said.
What?
Gucci Man artists and them be getting killed and stuff.
Oh. Well, I mean, he's not.
So,
And he's not going. What I'm saying is he's not violating. He's one that did the bid for a minute, and he not really violating stuff. And you don't see him in and out of jail, in and out of court, and all that.
that don't mean he ain't still doing criminal activities.
Well, I mean, it's about what they can prove and what's going on.
Yeah.
So
and listen, you ask how can he spend the next 15 years not you be around people
just
like
not,
us. Be around people like us.
Yeah.
I mean, well, be
Us,
around
yes.
people like me.
Be around us.
Because I'm still, freed from the criminal activities.
Yeah, me too. I'll say this about the Durk situation. I don't
Stop
know.
committing crimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about. I just know what I've been hearing about his situation as far
I think
as
the basics is just the friend war. The reason why he was able to get indicted and stuff is because there's a wire tapping.
Yes, I did hear that.
And I think,
but for like 2 years, right? They said it was like a long time. I thought they said,
like, because it's all about building a case. We when y'all look at these little TV
"Are you
shows,
wearing a wire?"
No.
That's probably how.
Are you wearing a
I
wire?
ain't wearing nothing.
I need to be asking you.
I know it would. Yeah, honey, listen.
Because you'll do anything to get yourself off.
Okay, I ain't gonna hold
Yeah,
you. Don't do no crimes around me, please. If it involves me and y'all, and I'm involved and all that, I'm going. What I've learned recently is just anything to help. Everybody on their own.
So I need to watch you. I need to be watching
me.
what I say. Because you could be
me.
having a wire under them little dress shirts you wear.
All the way up to the neck. All the way up to the neck.
I need to be looking. See if I see a little dent or something.
But no, I think that I just want the niggas to just distance. I think once they hit a certain amount of money, I think we have to distance ourselves from all crime adjacent things. I just think it just becomes a certain point where you have to stop. You have to. I think the people who have been successful, who used to do crimes and all that, and they're still here and successful, I do think that they did a lot of changes to their circle, and they had to do a lot of like what people would consider some questionable things, and really trying to climb and get away from certain, reorganize their life, their situation, the people around them and stuff, and their situations.
All right, I got a question. Who do you think has done that? Because I feel like being famous requires you to do illegal activities.
I think that, well, up until recently, I think that P. Diddy had did a good job of from going this far in all these years of like all the allegations and stuff. He just is now, it's coming to a head.
But that's because he pissed off the wrong person.
Right.
If he didn't piss off the wrong person, we wouldn't know nothing about what Diddy been doing in his life. Like, I just feel like Thug has to find people like us. Like, he has to change. He needs to be like J. Cole. You know what I mean? Lil Durk, when he beats this case, because he ain't really hire nobody. He ain't really do that. But when he beats his case, they really need to stop being around the gangsters, the hood, the hood life. You can always pour in the hood. You can always support people. but challenge them to get out with you. Challenge them better. It's kind of like now, either y'all gonna continue the cycle or y'all gonna break the cycle, and they constantly been continuing the cycle. And I think, Dirk, I don't know if this was all like a little thing for him, like becoming Muslim and trying to change his life and say he's not a banger no more, gang member. He reps Allah. When he did all that, like, was that really real? Because if that was really real, okay, cool. Like, he's really trying to change his lifestyle. He's really, yes, I want to still rap, but this is the realm I want to go in with rapping. This is how I want to move. And then you get quieter. You become more of a family man. I want to see
because
you out
he
with
had
your
proposed
kids.
to India and all that. I thought they was about to get married and
But they
settled
need to be
down.
out with their kids. You know what I mean? Not out with your homie. Like, it becomes now you have to. The studio in your house, that's where you need to be making majority of your hits. You know what I mean? The best person, I'm actually going to say.
How about I say, I'm trying to think of other people.
And I got one person that I feel like is the perfect example of you get money and you just find ways to continue to make money. And that is Snoop motherfucking Dogg. Snoop Dogg, I feel like if you really go back to Snoop Dogg from the beginning of Snoop Dogg's career, Snoop Dogg was that dude. He was like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like that. And I still feel like Snoop is like that. But he's grown and understand, I got money. I got a little bit more peace than anybody else. And he continues to just grow and find new ways to make more money. And he's likable. He's fun. And I still feel like people won't try him because he's still like that. He just don't have to broadcast it because people know he's like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Thug and Durk and any of these other people who get a second chance at life with money in their pocket, need to do. Find ways to make money legally, great, and the whole hood and gangster grow up. Eventually, you gotta grow up from that, because now you gotta preach to the young cats how to get better and grow. You can't stay stagnant into the hood life.
But because you don't live in the hood no more. You don't have to do it. None of them live in the hood.
But then you also don't have to promote it. Like, I think that they promote it because it's ideally what the kids like. It's what the kids want.
But also too, who's going to really be like, if they were to rap about their lives now, right? Let's say they are settled down, like Snoop Dogg. If he was to rap about his life now, the raps wouldn't be like, what would he like? Oh, I'm at the Olympics getting money, da da da, which is cool, but that ain't for young people, young niggas like Durk and all them, even Young Thug and all them. They going to rap about the hardest points of their life, like because that's what.
It's one thing to, I think, rap about the hardest part of your lives, but it's like, see, I remember when I think of music that you say that, I feel like music sometimes is just about having fun. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can just rap about being at the Olympics making money.
Sometimes.
But I'm not saying, sometimes they don't even do that.
I mean, but when I'm in the club and I'm turning up in this section, I want to be like.
For example, look at Drake. Drake doesn't rap about being
Drake was never, his image was never that though.
But I'm saying, T.I. has grown. Lil Wayne music has grown. And they've all been in that type of lifestyle. When they first started, they were like these artists where you rap about the stuff you've been.
But they're also 40 and 50 though.
But your music should elevate. You can have whatever you want, right? Preaches about from
you can have whatever you like.
Yeah, you can have whatever you like. But you can have whatever you like. That was about
stacks on deck,
catering to his little
ice,
exactly.
Can pop bottles on night, baby.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like you can enjoy
that was
song.
A cute song though, but
every song don't have to always be about shooting and gang banging.
But also, here's my thing though. Also, T.I., I don't look at him as the rapper that his whole rapper identity was about that. Like when I think about his songs, I think about Shoulder Lean, and he didn't give me that. You know what I mean? Young
But
Thug and all them, Durk and all
it
them,
was
they
the
give.
time
That's
of
their thing.
place. But they was still part of that life. If you, like, so far as I'm concerned, I look at it as not what they gave us, because at the end of the day, when T.I. and them came out, all the like music really wasn't.
It wasn't that,
About
yeah.
all the shooting and killing.
Well, that makes a good point. That's the time. The right now, the times is
But
we're
we can do
killing
better.
everyone
No,
and each other.
But we're killing each other. But I feel like that doesn't have to be the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, yeah, you can say what you're doing, but by the time you in that fucking song, you need to have something positive. Like, even if it's like a testimony. You know what I'm saying? Like when you doing that little, like how Rod Wave be doing that slow talking sometimes at the end of the music, like trying to really explain the song. Do something like that, because these kids are really, these kids are taking in what people are doing, and they're killing each other.
I just think that
And these artists need to do better.
and that's good. Like that definitely needs to happen. But I think just realistically, certain niggas you ain't getting that from.
And that's okay,
You
but I feel like you're not getting that because that's what they're still doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because no,
they've changed and all that.
Yeah, like I feel like Lil Baby's music is changing as he's not in that type of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep. I'm sorry, you cannot keep rapping about a lifestyle you really not in.
Mm-hmm.
And people know when you're not in it because they can see it.
Right.
They can see the transition. They can see the different change. And you have to move with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in this moment, like Lil Durk still locked up. But Thug, Bouquet, you need to change. Your next few songs shouldn't be about no killing.
Oh yeah, no.
I actually talk about this shit you just been through.
Right. Talk about
what I mean? Let's
your
talk about the
time
court
in
case.
jail and how
Exactly.
crazy that was for your mind and your kids and your girl and stuff like that. What do you think the future
give me
is?
some miss you songs, like
What do you think the future is for Woody? Like what is if you
he's
were
here.
Woody's PR person or his manager or whatever, what trajectory would you put him on next? Because I like a little Woody.
I would try to expand him more on himself, like
social media presence.
no,
or
like I feel like he needs his own show. Like he needs like
a
constantly, like a
podcast?
vlog. No, I wouldn't say a podcast unless he has a direction for his podcast. And what he wanted to do when I heard him talking about podcasts, I think it would be great. Like he wants to like help other podcasters, and if he has a podcast, he wants to like kind of like what I'm doing here, like teaching people, motivating, teaching them, helping them, but really for like young kids, like young, kids that are like him type of thing. But I would get him to be more like a motivational speaker to the younger generation. Especially if he talks about so much about how he's changed. I would really like put him more into that realm of things. But also embrace him for what he wants to do. He wants to rap. So
does he?
Well, I don't know if he still want to be a rapper, but like that was a dream. You know what I'm saying? So if he really wants to do that, finding what he can rap about, because once again, he's another one that don't need to be rapping about crimes.
Is he on probation?
I feel like everybody that was in that thing
has some type of probation. Yeah.
But he served his time, so I don't know if he's really on probation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really, really on probation. But yeah, like I think Woody, I think he'll be able to continue to do what he's doing, like continue to excel from everything. I don't know if he would ever have a relationship with Thug again, as we would like to say. He doesn't. But yeah, I think he's just gonna continue to elevate. Like we've gotten to see the personality, and people really love the personality. So if he continues to just like do him, be him, and enjoy life like he's doing, and we've been introduced to him, so now we're invested. So I think he has our attention. The only way he loses our attention is if he does something that kind of is like disrespectful, or is like what cancel culture would say. But other than that, I think he's here. He's good. And he's only going to expand if he branches himself out more and more as he's been doing.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got to stop the 20 versus ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to see him do more. Like I really would love to see Woody do more. And shit, he don't have to, but I think he could make more. Him doing a vlog or him about his life or him talking to people or him interact, is cool. The 20 versus 1 is an opportunity to make money. He's funny. He's a natural funny person, but I do think he's worth more and could do more. He just got to expand it and believe in it, and I think he'll knock it out. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So stop committing crimes. Remember who you're around, because that's what those beautiful people should have done. And we'll keep up with the Lil Durk case. This past Tuesday, on the 5th of November, we went out to vote for the people that voted. I didn't, because I already did early voting. But people went out to vote, and the president-elect was Donald Trump.
Shady boots. Shady boots. Now that is the time where you use that, because I don't know what sound effects you was.
That's right. No, I meant to when the clapping part. I meant to use clapping. But I
know. That's what I'm saying. Now you can figure out. You got it down pat now.
Yeah, I figured it out. Clock it. But he became the president-elect, and I want to say I'm not surprised. Yes, I had hope. I really wanted the woman president, and I just actually didn't want Donald. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Kamala could have been a man. I just didn't want Donald. I didn't think Donald was ideally what we needed, what was wanted. It was clearly what was wanted. But I don't think it was what was needed. But I'm not delusional. I think that I'm not really surprised that he's gotten it, because America's not really ready for a woman president at that, a woman of color. Come on. America is not ready for that. But it scares me. This just happened, and people are already acting in character. Like, people are already in character. There's, that whole little slave text message randomly going out.
There was a school, like a historical school, that got set on fire.
Yup. Excuse me.
That was a fire too.
It was a fire, and it's so crazy. It had to get rebuilt the first time because it was a fire. Just people being bolder, like, we not serving this person, these group of people. What else been happening? Mayors, they not out here giving the refugees their little food vouchers. The Trump administration calling the New York Attorney General a fat ass and gonna say he gonna put them in prison. Like, these people are really, like, already in their crazy mode. So I would say I'm more scared of that. Like, I'm nervous of that. And I don't think this is going to be the same Trump administration that we've seen before. I think this administration is really going to try to do a lot of different changes. And I already talked about it in my little Wednesday thoughts. But, what's your feelings and thoughts on what we endured on Tuesday?
Here's what I'll say. I had already prepared myself a long time ago. I'll say this. I think that it was a little irresponsible on the Democratic Party to not, because, we got to think, like, this was a little bit rushed because of the Joe Biden, and, it took them a minute to even do all of this.
For sure.
So I do think that it was almost like, I feel bad for her, because I do feel like, to some people, it was like, honey, we just had to throw somebody had to, she just was the one. And so I do think that was a barrier already starting out. And I just think that there shouldn't have been automatic barriers like that already, knowing what you going up against with the Donald Trump situation. Because honestly, so yeah, so I already mentally prepared myself, because I'm realistic and I have to prepare myself for this, because things like this, it's not gonna it's not going to deter me, personally. Like, I'm going to make sure that, I'm out here doing what I need to do, securing myself, praying. I'm not really afraid of anything, but I will say I'm prepared mentally and emotionally just for whatever comes, even down to, my thing is, the Department of Education things, because a lot of things, some things, as like a man or whatever, it's easy to say, oh, that doesn't affect me or whatever. But it does. And so, like, for me, every single thing, I don't think there's not one person that is not going to be in a deficit because of what has happened. If you're of color, of any type, something's good. It's a deficit if things go accordingly the way that he wants it to go, right? Nobody really, a lot of people, the majority of Americans is not really benefiting. You know what I mean?
They're not.
So I don't know. I just prepared myself. I did. My biggest thing was, the the financials, and like especially like the Department of Education thing, because I am in the middle of school, and like FAFSA and all that, and I have family members who benefit from, just any type of help. It seemed like it's trying to get cut off.
Yeah.
In
And
the
I
state of
mean,
America, people need help.
listen, it's gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse, and we definitely gotta get better.
But
And
what I will say here, because I'm a Christian, a heavy Christian, and I believe in God, and I think that it would benefit us, if you are Christians who heavily seek God and seek and try to think, why is this happening now? How could I strengthen my relationship with God so I can have some type of peace with all of this going on? How can I navigate these next 4 years? How can I get the most out of these next 4 years? That's what I'm looking forward to, doing research and trying to figure out how can I secure my money, or how can I secure my housing? How can I, my kids and, my family, like what can I do to get through these next 4 years in a positive outlook, So, and, at the end of the day, I also too think that it just further proven, if you're a black woman right now, no matter how qualified you are, no matter how smart you are, no matter how, no matter what you've done, sitting next to a white man, it's not going to happen. I think that further pushed that narrative. Now, what you want to do with that information is up to you. I would take it as like, fuel, to really like, help make changes. But I just think that woman, and, say what you want about her. I don't agree with everything, but as far as the qualifications of a president, you have a person who has felonies and got all these court cases going on, just a whole bunch of stuff.
so much.
And at the end of the day, is a entrepreneur, you know what I mean? Then you have a person who has been in this space, who has served on these different things, and just it when you compare the two, that's why I'm saying it just seems like it comes off as, no matter if you're a black woman, no matter how much you are qualified, sitting next to a white man, you're not gonna be chosen.
A woman of color sitting next to anybody is kind of hard. If it ain't another woman of color, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a white man, but I think it doesn't matter if it was a white man, a white woman, a black man, a Hispanic man, a Hispanic woman.
And one thing I will say about that.
Okay.
When we talk about this of color, people of color and all that, clearly now I see there needs to be. We're clearly different. Because when you look at the statistics of the votes, if we were all on one accord, if we're talking about of color, the math wasn't mathing.
But you gotta think, like, I was reading, sometimes you gotta read the comments. And I read a comment, I was like, you know what? I can understand that logic on why, like, Latinos and stuff.
What was the logic? Because I still
So one
I don't
of the
know.
logic was like, you gotta think people that's voting are legal. They're legal citizens of the United States, right? the same jobs that we're talking about Americans don't want to do, the Hispanics and Latinos want to do those jobs. But those jobs are being taken away by the illegal Latinos, Hispanics. So if Trump is sitting here saying, hey, I'm going to have this massive deportation. I want this wall. I want, us to be on that line like is nothing. Why wouldn't they vote for that person? Because that person now is opening up those jobs that they are the only ones that's willing to do it, and they're legal citizens.
So I guess that's the population that doesn't really prioritize like their family members who are illegal and their loved ones are illegal.
Because they might not have family members that are
and
illegal.
maybe they just like, I'm here and I'm trying to get to it. So maybe they're stuck.
And you're taking my job.
So maybe it's a crab in a bucket thing.
But it's like you're taking my job. Like, right? We sit here and say, oh, like I don't believe only Hispanics like to do construction, so I don't believe that. But whatever, like grass care or cleaning, right? Cleaning, those jobs, illegal immigrants in a sense can get and do it under the table and companies cheaper. And companies like
they're gonna. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna tell you where I worked at, but I worked at a place years ago, and I was working there, right? I went to the back. All of a sudden, I seen all these Hispanic Latino people.
Did you say you went to the back?
I went to the back, like to the kitchen area. I had never, mind you, we had did tours here. I had been back there a few times, you know what I mean? Because I worked there. All of a sudden, I seen these Hispanic people come out, and they're like working, doing things, and then they went to. It was almost like they were literally hidden. Like, just imagine like, a kitchen, it's things, it's a freezer, it's it's dishwashing things going on. It's just things going on. There was a section, like almost like a door, and I thought it was like a wall. These people came out and was like doing whatever they needed to do and literally went right back in. I never even knew that was a thing. And then one of the supervisors made a comment like, because he peeped that, I was looking like, wait, because I was startled.
He was like, wait, do I need to be calling somebody?
I was startled. And I wanted to ask, honey, are you okay? Like, are you all right? And I was young, so I just never seen nothing like that. It was my first job. And I remember the supervisor made a joke like, Maria, get back there. What are you doing out here? But it was like a joke, but it was like he was trying to play it off with me, like trying to like, look at these people, put them back in the back. And I was just so caught off guard. So, and that made me realize these people are working under the table. Yes. They're probably working for pennies
on a dollar.
On a dollar. And they had like aprons on and like the whole thing. So
those
it's a real
jobs
thing.
They trying to get rid of.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Well, that's not the jobs they trying to get rid of. That's what the jobs they want the jobs back. And they're legal. They're legal. Yeah. So like when I read that, I was like, you know what? Well, damn, I will vote for him too. You know what I mean? If it has some form of it, he don't benefit me as a black woman though. So I don't know unless I was a rich black woman. And I'm rich, but like unless he knew I was actually rich, he don't know me, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But it's like I was with the Hispanics. I was
here's what I say. I think that for the people that may have voted for him, especially if they were like of color, if they were women, whatever, I think that he was able to, whatever the biggest benefit, even if it was one benefit, whatever one benefit to them that he could appeal to, it was going to catch them versus them voting for a black woman. That's how I felt. That more things may have benefited from. I think that he was able to capitalize off of the one
major thing
that would benefit them, even if it was one.
Yeah,
because 9 times out of 10, it was one.
It was one. I mean, I don't think I haven't heard any other arguments. I feel like that was the Hispanic argument,
right?
Cool. And I thought that was a good argument. I said, okay. Now, granted, I just still feel like his views or opinion on certain things is just crazy and like even with like the whole Department of Education and trying to stuff with the IRS, like different things that he's trying to do. I just don't understand why anyone would be okay with that if you are a regular working person. If you work a 9 to 5, there was no reason for you to vote for him for the major things that he said he's going to do. It holds the most harm to regular ass people.
And I think too that, and for some men, I feel like, and I think maybe for like some like of color men, they would be like, oh yeah, because he said he gonna decrease the gas prices. Mind you, you don't even probably have a car.
But first of all, if y'all look at the gas prices right now, go look at gas prices. They're not high.
To be breaking the bank.
Not gas. I put 95 in my car. I think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Right? That's only $3.80 something.
But it'd be like, it'd be stuff that it's like, okay, is that your one reason to do that? Or like, yeah, he gonna do something with the taxes or something like that. You work at,
he's gonna make him higher for
the
you.
Dollar
Buki.
General.
Buki, they gonna make him higher. He's lowering taxes for his friends.
No shade to the Dollar General because I used to work there, but I'm just saying, like, it'd be like it'd be the reasonings just don't be
but
mentioned.
But their reasonings are based off of what he says without them actually understanding. So yes, is he going to lower taxes? Yes, he is.
But for you, no.
Like for the people that actually that need taxes lowered, he's not. They're gonna actually rise. Things getting rid of the Department of Education. It's gonna have some effect on his people, but it really is going to have an effect on you
and your children and your children. It's gonna.
It has an effect there, and I think that with gas prices, gas prices
is gonna be high and low, high and low, high and low. They've been high and low. That's what it is.
And if y'all really, really know how the United States of America works, when you are the president, you're taking over the last president, what they've done. Right. So when Donald Trump was in here the first time, that was 8 years of Barack Obama's work. Mm-hmm. It was 8 years of Barack Obama's work. That then went down the drain the 4 years that Trump was in. The reason why gas prices are high, the reason why we're dealing with inflation is because of the 4 years that we dealt with Donald Trump. And that's what no one, from 2017 to 2021, basically. Well, 2016 to 2020, this is what we dealt with. Mm-hmm. You dealt with somebody who was free to do what they wanted to do. And, people wanted to try it out because, of course, he was different. But now that he's already been in there, these last 4 years, he's been trying to figure out how to change things and keep them permanent. He's trying to figure out how he's gotten that. So that's why this time it's a little different energy. It's a little different energy. We are going to see things that is going to be troublesome. And I said in my weekly thoughts, I'm very afraid of regular ass people. I'm not afraid of Donald in the city, in the states, and I'm not afraid of those people. Mm-hmm. I don't live in such a crazy state. You know what I mean? My state, the Senates and all them, they are. Mm-hmm. So, in Maryland too. States that I plan on staying around for right now are going to be these. For the next 4 years, I was thinking about moving to like a Carolinas.
The monkeys is down there.
I know. I saw
They said
they free. They left.
They said lock your doors, because the monkeys are smart.
Yes.
They'll get in your house.
They will.
And eat your food and probably kill you.
Well, they little babies. They cool. They young.
I don't put nothing past them.
Yeah, but you took me off of my train of thought. But so I just think that we as people just got to be careful. I think there's going to be a lot that comes with this next trip around the sun with Donald for the next 4 years. In 2026, be ready to vote again, because once again, we have the ability to change his first 2 years are gonna be what it is. But we will have in 2 years an opportunity to change a little bit of his last 2 years by regaining some form of balance and rights, and privileges, for the state, the House. Like, it all can't be Republican. We need to get something back ASAP. And yeah, I'm scared. I'm nervous about the regular people. We already said how little things have been already said, and what's to come for that. We're definitely gonna be dealing with more racism, sexism, homophobia, all these different things. I joke with my friends and be like, y'all gotta stop being gay for the 4 years. I say it as a joke, but y'all be safe
I don't have
out
to worry
there.
about that.
Yeah, I say it as a joke, but in all seriousness, if you're black, if you're a woman, if you're any form of a person part of the LGBTQ community, be
If you're
safe.
anything other than a straight white male with money, look out.
See, I was trying to make it more for people that look like us, because I just feel like being a white woman gives you a little bit more privileges than still we have.
And you know what? You gotta.
You can say that offline. No, can't say that. Okay, all right.
Just watch the people. Just watch people.
Listen,
you
we already told you gotta watch the people that you're around. You gotta watch the people that you gotta just watch everybody. And other like crazy news and news that I would definitely we've heard and learned some is Plies is suing Meg and Glow.
Why is he doing that?
Because he said that for one of the song that they're on together, they used his beat from 2000 and
Which one?
a song nobody really knows.
Whose album is it on? I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about.
Oh, Glorillaz. I think it's Glow's. It might be Meg's. I don't know. It's one of theirs. It's one of theirs. I think it's Glow. I think it's Glow's.
I'm gonna have to listen to it because I know all the Plies songs, the ones that Matt.
No,
I'm not gonna say that.
You can't say that because
Yeah,
it could be a song that's not. It could be a song that wasn't popular, but it's still his music. Mm-hmm. However, it was coming out more that the producer, the people of the producer of the song for Meg, he said it came from my Dougie.
If the beat drop, little Jew is.
No, I don't think it was him. I don't think he's the producer.
Okay,
but he was basically saying no. We credited the right people that, and my Dougie came out. But if you really listen,
but did my Dougie come out before 2008?
Yeah, my Dougie came out in 2006. So.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
We old. We old.
That's concerning, man.
We getting older. We are our aunts. We're our aunts and uncles. When we used to look up to them, like, I can't wait until I'm your age. We're their age.
I know.
You're like, yeah, back in the day. Yeah, we in the back in the day stance. We can say that now. We can really say back in the day, because so many things just seem so far.
Yeah.
Yes, 2006. Yeah. So.
Because that was almost 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah. So, the tea was getting high. So people were like, oh, it's that battle of, well, Plies, are you just open up maybe a lawsuit for yourself. Mm-hmm. But music and stuff, when you come to like trademarking your sound or like that, all that music stuff, it really comes to the number of like what keys you used. Mm-hmm. And if it comes to find out that they use the same keys of Plies, let's say Plies used my Dougie as inspiration, but he changed the keys up. Mm-hmm. He changed the sound up a little bit. He used more drums than claps or whatever. Like whatever makes a difference. Mm-hmm. Now it's who did you copy off of? The Meg song and them do sound like the Plies song. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, just swing him his money and keep it pushing. Cause it sounds like the same keys as the Plies song versus my Dougie.
But they gotta dig into it though, cause if it ain't, then it ain't. No matter what it sounds like, if they really dig into it, if it's not that,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like musically, it's like that. It's deep. They'll find people with music ears that the person can guess what key and what drum, and there's people that are that talented. You know, I think we be forgetting there's experts. A lot of people are very wealthy in the world because they're experts in things that we don't even think we need. But there is.
And you know, well, I guess it wasn't music, but you know, Tiny and them, she won her like $70-some million lawsuit.
Oh, Tanya.
Tiny.
Oh, Tiny, yeah. For the OMG girls. Because it looked like, it did look like the OMG girls. Even if you didn't say, oh, we're going to take OMG girls, you gave a product during a time where they were hot and didn't name it OMG girls. Come on now. But made it look like what they were giving out as presenting themselves. It looked like them. You were using them during that time. And that's what people do, though. That's why it's so important to be authentic and be original with whatever you do.
Or if you're going to do it, do the right thing initially.
And credit
these
the people.
Honey,
you know what I mean? Or when you want to get your song cleared, get it cleared. Before you be out here trying to get it cleared after you didn't introduce it to us. Get it cleared before that. Like, there's just so many different things that I think artists or musicians can do. And then if you want to steal their music, change it up. Get you a good producer that know how to steal without being notified of stealing. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like you use it as inspiration. And it's okay. And credit that person. It's not hard to say, yeah, I jacked this off of this person. I liked it. It was rocking. It was doing. I'm going to have to slide them some coins and make it happen. We get so caught up, I think, sometimes, too, in our egos. That we don't want to do that. But it's like, get out your little ego and let's knock this out.
Did you see the Mac documentary?
No, I gotta look at it.
I watched it.
You watched it?
Yes.
Was it good?
I watched it because I actually love her song. You know, I don't even be doing this type of stuff. But Bigger in Texas, love that song. No, it was good. It was good.
I'm gonna watch it and then we can do it.
It was so cute. The way she did it, with the
right.
anime and all that was so cute to me.
All right, so I'm gonna watch it. Then we can do a little review.
Yes, watch that for sure. If y'all haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Definitely watch it.
All right, we might give y'all a review on that. Just some new. Oh, the Grammy nominations came out. I don't really be into the Grammy. The only reason I'm gonna just say the Grammy nominations came out. I'm not gonna really dive into it because I don't really like the Grammys. Like, well, I don't want to say I don't like the Grammys. Like,
I'd rather watch the MTV Awards over the Grammys.
Well, honestly. I wanna host the Grammys one day, so I don't want to say I don't like the Grammys.
Yeah, me too. I love the Grammys.
Yeah, I want to host. I you know how people like they got an EGOT. I want to have like an EGOT and hosting it. Like, I want to host the Emmys, the Tonys, the Oscars, and the Grammys.
Who was your favorite host on like that's ever been like on? We'll say like the BET Awards. Okay, who was your favorite host?
Monique. Monique, I think I like authenticity. Now, I don't know if she'd be authentically now. I don't know if I said that right. I don't know if that's.
You didn't like Will and Jada when they did it?
The BET Awards?
You just feel like Monique was better though.
Yeah, you asked me my favorite though. Yeah, I'm gonna say I like back in the day. BET Awards used to be the
They was the Black Grammys.
Yes, you wanted to go to the BET Awards. Like, I would want to host the BET Awards too, but EGOT comes from Emmy, Oscar, Tony.
Would who be hosting the Grammys? Do people host the Grammys?
Yes, it'd be like I think.
I know Alicia Keys did it one time, right?
Did it last year. Was it Taraji?
Or was that MTV?
Some of these shows just be matching. They be all
and they be around the same seat because like BET Awards I feel like be in June.
Yeah.
The Grammys be like what in February something like that. The MTV Awards be like around the BET Awards.
Together.
Yeah.
But I feel like
you got the VMAs.
I felt like it was the Grammys.
Okay.
But.
Yes, because remember she who was it?
Kevin with
Keith Lee situation.
Yeah, I think that was at the I think that was the Oscars. I mean, I think that was the Grammy.
Well, not an Oscar for a food review.
But they have people that host the Oscars,
the Emmys. I would like to do the Emmys.
I'm
a show person.
I might not get an award for I might not EGOT award wise. But EGOT host wise. I want to host every single one, and I promise you, I'm gonna give you a different personality at each one.
Okay.
Yes, because they deserve it. A Grammy personality is not the same that you're gonna get at a Tony.
Honey, I'm gonna be so. Welcome to the Tony Awards 2030 with your host Jasmine Young and the BT Awards. I'm like, what's up, y'all? We in this finna get crunk. Yeah. I feel like the Grammys, I'll be like, all right, y'all, it's SZA coming up. You know, like, but them Tonys, baby, I'm not about to play with them. I mean, them Oscars, I'm not about to play with them. I'm not about to play with them at all.
You ain't gonna give us an example of how you would be with the Oscars?
The Oscars, I'll be like, hello, everyone. We are now about to commence the Oscars of 2030. And it's going to be claps. They'd be like, because what they be like, what, best picture, best actress in a feature film. And then, it'll be like the little screen, like, and the award goes to Taraji P. Henson. Yeah, I ain't about, the Grammys is like, and the award goes to Taraji, and then the BT Awards is something like best rapper, be like, and the BT Award goes to who it gonna be, y'all? Who it gonna be? It's Lil Baby, y'all. It's just different.
Or they start singing the song.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but them Oscars, baby, I'm not about to play with it at all. And I suggest you do the same, honey.
I'm trying to get my face back.
The Oscars are very stiff.
Because you laid me out.
The Oscars are very stiff, I feel. Very prestigious. People work their whole life. Them actresses work their whole life. They be old up there getting out. They be 80 years old getting their first Oscar. Like, so yeah, that's very... The Emmys, too. The Emmys are a little fun, though. The Emmys are fun.
Yeah, because
Emmys they do the little they do the little spoof sometimes with the audience and
it's TV, it's
crowd.
television.
Yeah.
And then Tony is Broadway, so it's kind of like it's more of a Broadway
and it's musical,
area.
Stuff like that. And it's like a lot of good performances.
Dramatics. It's more like acting in a natural form.
But the Oscars is like the highest form of an actor's accomplishment, to get an Oscar. So
I mean,
that's very stiff.
If you win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, even if you're nominated, like a Grammy, an Oscar, you're always gonna be that, like your name.
It's gonna be like Grammy nominated or
Grammy,
Oscar nominated.
Yeah. Like Jennifer Hudson is EGOT. That's her introduction. Whoopi Goldberg is EGOT. That's their introduction, because that's what they have. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to be like that.
Okay, well, you can do anything you want to do, Buka.
With the Lord on my side, in the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. Amen. Of course, new music. Only new music that I saw or I was like, I'm gonna listen to is ASAP Ferg. I think that's his name. Just dropped the album. LMA. Her joint came out last week, but I like it. It's only 3 songs, but I like it.
I'm about to listen to it because I like her.
Yeah, and it's quick. It's only 3 songs.
Somebody else is dropping a project.
Abe Soul, I think his name is Soul. Cooker. No, that's not it. What's his album called?
Oh, The Baby. Didn't he drop something?
I didn't see that.
I thought he dropped maybe like a song or something. He dropped or like a mixtape or like something. He dropped something.
I'll double check. I ain't see nothing.
Yeah. It was
But for Abe Soul, it's Soul Burger. Yeah, Soul Burger. That's his album name. But I like it. I was like, I gotta really listen to it. I like different sounds. He's definitely getting Abe Soul gives a different sound.
Oh, he dropped a mixtape in September. I'm late.
Yeah, I'm about to say because I didn't see that. And then Nicki Minaj, she said that she'd be dropping her joint
December
12/13. So of course, as we get closer to that,
it's called the hiatus.
Period. Yeah. Sometimes you need a break. But other than that, man, stop committing crimes. Pay attention to who you got around. Make sure your friends don't have a wire.
And if you need to, wear one. If you got a family and people to support, wear that wire.
Yeah,
Stab them in the back or the front.
Don't snitch.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Don't snitch, because 9 times out of 10, you was reaping the benefits of them committing those crimes.
If you going to lay down and do the dirt,
baby, you better
just stay dirty.
Okay? Don't be trying to clean up now. Don't be trying to get in the shower now.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, y'all, just in this time of where we're always at, this year was always going to be the year of truth. And as we get closer to the end, we're going to be getting more and more and more and more truths before we get into the new year. But with the new president-elect, just focus yourselves, support each other, and know we're going to deal with it for 4 years, but then we got to deal with it for another 4 years to get it fixed and redone. So this is going to be a life for a few years from now. So we just got to come at peace with it, enjoy, and know that, Jesus is going to make a way out of none, and we're going to be okay. With that being said, we love and appreciate y'all. Peace.